already know this is Drunk Boxing, aka Mr. Moose.
I think Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn are absolute wankers. They're up Canelo Alvarez's ring piece a million miles. Look on the fucking webpage. All Canelo, Canelo. Do you promote Billy Joe or not, you little wanky prick?
Tyson Fury want to cut me off on my intro. Hell, Tyson Fury think he is Mr. Moonshine, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazon, aka El Borracho. Tyson Fury, how dare you cut Mr. Moonshine off? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Joe Saunders, seems like he got an excuse in his back pocket if he loses to Canelo Alvarez. Seems like he's going to pull out an excuse that he got in his back pocket. Now, does Billy Joe Saunders got a legitimate reason to be upset about the judges that they picked? He wanted to be one Mexican, one English, one neutral. At the end of the day, I think Billy Joe Saunders shouldn't even be thinking about the judges. You know? Billy Joe Saunders shouldn't even been thinking about the judges. I think that Billy Joe Saunders, he's telling the whole world already that I'm here to outbox Canelo Alvarez. So he's thinking about the judges. Look, ladies and gentlemen, you already know the fighters can't be thinking about the judges. You can't be thinking that you're going to get robbed already. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I don't know where Billy Joe Saunders' head is at. I don't think he got confidence. I don't think he got confidence if he's already thinking about the judges. Because of a fighter. Fighters thinking about, man, what do they say to fighters? Especially if you're the underdog. Make sure you do not leave it in the judge's hands. Make sure you do not leave it in the judge's hands, and that's the approach that Billy Joe Saunders need to take. That's the approach that Billy Joe Saunders needs to take. So if you're listening to me, Billy Joe Saunders, that's the approach you need to take. You shouldn't even be worrying about no damn judges. Now, in terms of what Tyson Fury was saying earlier in the intro, you know, I said the same thing about Eddie Hearn, but I usually say it when it comes to Demetrius Andre. Billy Joe Saunders, man, let's be honest. You tested, you tested positive, sir. You was on the verge of cheating versus Demetrius Andre, right? And you still got the prize. You still got the prize to fight Canelo Alvarez. So you shouldn't be mad. You should hush. You should. Now let's move on from that. I believe that Billy Joe Saunders is one of the slickest fighters in the sport of boxing, especially in the 168-pound division. I think that he's going to give Canelo Alvarez some certain looks that probably Canelo Alvarez haven't seen, as of late. I do believe that Canelo Alvarez is still growing as a fighter, still becoming more dangerous. His upper body movement and defense I think it's been underrated. His defense is underrated. I think that Canelo Alvarez showed us that he can move, that he got leg work, got great movement. Got footwork, especially in the first Triple G fight in himself. He showed us that he got more than just, the traditional Mexican style fighting. And I want to say this to the people out there. I think that Mexican style fighting has upgraded itself. A lot of people used to talk about Mexican style fighting, that phone booth type of style. Nah, I think Canelo Alvarez has helped evolutionize the Mexican styles. And we already saw that with Oscar Valdez, and maybe we got to give credit to Eddie Reynoso. Maybe he's evolutionized the Mexican style boxing, and now is a more versatile type of style. But I do that Billy Joe Saunders got a great chance to show different type of looks in which Canelo Alvarez might have to adjust multiple times. Now Canelo Alvarez also has a high IQ. He's a gym rat. He stays in the gym all day long. We can't say the same for Billy Joe Saunders. I think Billy Joe Saunders stays in the gym when he's contractual to fight. But I know that he's been preparing for this. Now, He's been prepared for this, but ladies and gentlemen, look. Peep this, peep this. Billy Joe Saunders was also explaining in a recent interview that Canelo Alvarez already looking for venues versus a Caleb Plant of the world. That he's looking past them. That probably Eddie Hearn, you know, and Canelo Alvarez already looking past, already making, you know, business decisions on Canelo Alvarez's next fight. Now, of course, in the sport of boxing, you do not want to look past your opponent. And I think that Billy Joe Saunders shouldn't even be thinking about that. I think Billy Joe Saunders right now is thinking about all the wrong things. Especially, I think that Billy Joe Saunders is not being confident right now. Saying that things are fishy. He's thinking about that. Look, put it this way. During the Yildirim fight, he was locking in your fight. So don't get mad that he's trying to lock down the Caleb Plant fight. Maybe that's Canelo Alvarez, that he's very confident. See, I see two things. I see that Billy Joe Saunders is talking about things that may happen if a fix is in. A fix is in, where he thinking there's gonna be some type of corruption going on in this fight. He's thinking about all the wrong things, while Canelo Alvarez is thinking about the positive thing. I'm gonna go through you, and I'm already thinking about September. Maybe, but I mean, to be honest, I'd rather look past my opponent than look if there's gonna be some corruption going on. I think that's looking backwards. I'd rather look forward than look backwards, in my opinion. Now, I'm not gonna say I think that you should leave that to your management. Billy Joe Saunders, you should leave that to your management. But I know it's a dangerous sport, and I know you got to look out for yourself. You just got to go into the training camp thinking like your boy Tyson Fury. You understand what I'm trying to say, Billy Joe Saunders? Let me give you something, Billy. Billy, you should go into this fight thinking like your boy Tyson Fury in the way that he needed to approach the Wilder and Tyson Fury second fight. You cannot leave it in the judges' hands. And maybe Tyson Fury is telling you, look, they're going to do what they did to me in the first fight with Deontay Wilder. And maybe he got that planning in your head. But peep this. You got to approach this fight like the way Tyson Fury approached the second fight with Deontay Wilder. Forget about the judges. Make believe that, yeah, you could think that the judges are not going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So you got to go out there and come with a game plan to knock out Canelo Alvarez. I don't think you could do it, but you have to approach it that way. What do you think about that, Billy Joe Saunders and Billy Joe Saunders team? You're looking ripped, Billy. You're looking ripped. So I think your approach, instead of looking at the judges, don't leave it in the judges' hands if you're already thinking about the judges. Go for broke. At the end of the day, you're the underdog. At the end of the day, you're an underdog. So, I'm thinking that Billy Joe Saunders probably thinking about it the wrong way, but he got a lot of time. We got a lot of time. We got one more week to go, and then the next week, probably camp ends. So this week you gotta go win, Billy. Billy, you gotta go win. You gotta reconstruct that game plan, and you gotta go after Canelo Alvarez. You gotta go and approach him. You gotta go and effective aggression. You gotta go for it. You gotta go for broke, because Canelo Alvarez is looking past you. And right now, the momentum of Canelo Alvarez, Canelo Alvarez don't think there ain't nothing is standing in Canelo Alvarez's way. He's approaching it like that. He's looking at September, Billy. So forget about the complaints. Forget about that negative attitude that you got in your head. I still think that Canelo Alvarez is going to whoop that behind, but maybe I'm trying to give a little confidence to Billy. But Canelo Alvarez is no joke. And Canelo Alvarez in their 30s. He's in his prime. And he's in his prime where his athleticism is up. His athleticism and his intellect is coexisting at the highest level. Canelo Alvarez, the pound for pound. #1 in the sport of boxing, the cash cow. Could you do it, Billy Joe Saunders? I don't know. But just remember, you're lucky to be in this position right now. So take full advantage of it. Y'all already know this is Punch Wrong Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. I love y'all. God bless, and on to the next.